JJ Show, episode 19. We made it 19. Didn't believe I'd make it past 5. But here we are. And tonight is definitely PG. And we're talking about God. Tell you what, it took me a long time in my life to find God. This is going to be a kind of long monologue at the beginning, so bear with me. I found Jesus back in 2015. I remember it as clear as day as it happened, like it was yesterday. I did some stuff, got myself in some trouble. But before that, I was already looking. I was looking at reading the book of the Sumerians, and I was kind of getting into that planet Nibiru, the end of the world, December 21st, 2012, all that fun stuff, right? Yeah, but then some things happened, and God took me out of the situation I was in. That's the way I look at it. And then I read read the Hindu Bible, the Quran. Then I read across the Holy Bible. I started reading that. And I remember a guy named, we'll call him Jay. He told me, he said, "Man, have you ever fasted?" I said, "Nah, man, I never have." So, while this is going on, he said, "Fast with me for 3 days." I said, "Okay, I'll give this a shot." I mean, at the time I had nothing else to lose. That's a different story for a different episode. Like I said, I'm totally honest here. I'm free of my demons because I don't allow them to run my life. I don't care if you like me or you don't. I'm just Josh. I am who God sent me here to be. I've made very bad decisions in my life, but God brought me to the right place. Have I stumbled and fell? Who hasn't? Is my question. Who hasn't? I mean, maybe doing good one way, but in another way you're not. So is anybody perfect? No. No. Is there such thing as on the fence Christians? Absolutely there is. And I'm not knocking anyone, but some people, excuse me y'all, trying to make sure I'm right volume here. Some people just go to church on Sundays and then don't even think about or pray or read the Bible the rest of the week. They don't. The Bible, Jesus says, I can't remember the actual which book or verse it was from, but Jesus says, "Don't be like the hypocrites in the streets praising my name. I promise you they've already received their reward. If you want to be with me, go to your room and be alone and pray. Pray alone." But anyways, back to what I was telling you guys. So I started fasting with this guy. And that was the hardest thing I ever did, was to give my food away to somebody else. And just, even though I was starving, I did it. I'd get up and exercise every day. And then every time the food came around, I looked around the room, gave it to the person I thought would need it the most. Did the devil try to come after me? Oh, absolutely, he did. He did. I ended up in a situation that was the most vile situation I've probably ever seen or been around. Just total evil. Straight evil. And so I can't say I walked the line because I fell too. But I don't knock anybody. I don't knock anybody's denomination or what you believe in. I just strictly, when people ask me what my religion is, it's clear as day. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I read the Bible. Love Philip Anthony Mitchell, 28:19. Great pastor. He's right. He says it in almost every one of his sermons. He says, "You want to know what God says to you? You want to believe what I say?" He holds the Bible up and puts it back down and says, "Pick it up, read it." And I say that to every one of my fellow Christian friends on here. And everybody that may doubt Christ, read it. Do your research on it. Because there's a lot. Jesus told us there was many that would come in his name. False prophets. People would lead many. He didn't say, oh, just a few. He said many will be led astray. Many. And I have seen it now more than ever. Maybe just because I'm new to Christianity. I'm 11 years being a follower of Jesus Christ. And I've stumbled and fell a couple times, and I've turned my back on him, but he's never turned his back on me, even in my darkest moments. And we're going to watch a quick video, and then I got a personal story I'd like to tell you guys. I told y'all this is going to be a video about God, and things are going to be a little bit different than my normal video, so just bear with me. And we're going to watch a video real quick. We'll go over what we watched, and I'll tell you this personal story that I have for y'all. All right, on to the first video.
God told me to tell you this today. Just because you're in a hard chapter doesn't mean the story is over. You've cried, you've questioned, you've even doubted, but God is still writing. He hasn't finished with you yet. You may not see it now, but everything you're going through has a purpose. The delay.
It amazes me how in tune these kids are with God compared to a young adult or an adult. They're just their faith in God is beautiful, and the little girl said it perfectly. We all struggle. We all are going through hard times. I believe a lot of people are going through harder times than we can even imagine right now. I think that they are getting us to a breaking point, and I think things are about to get really dark. I hate to say that, and I can't say like I'm sitting here prophesizing anything like that. But it's like if you can't see what's coming and you're not paying attention, you need to wake up. You know, Jesus told us he would send us warning signs. Are we paying attention to these warning signs? Are we watching it? Because things are fixing to get so out of hand, especially with AI. There's a story I can tell you about a dream I had about with AI. But that's for another, we may talk about that later. But AI is not going to be a good thing. It's going to turn out being a very controlled system, and it's going to hurt humanity more than it's going to help us. I really firmly believe this. I believe this. We're going to have videos coming out now that you'll never know what's true and what's not true anymore. You'll never know what's AI and not AI. That could be the way World War III starts. People doing a fake video and just make the wrong country mad, and here we go. We're at it. And we got kids and daughters, sons and daughters out there, and brothers are in arms out there. And the elite rich just seem like they don't care. And man, turning people away, it's funny to me, I have some churches I go to, and I'm not bashing any one of them, and like I said, I will not mention them by name. A lot of times I go in there, I have a couple questions I want to ask the pastor after he gets done with sermon and everything, stuff like that. Most of the time they will tell me no, they don't have time to talk to me, and most of the time I'll never go back. Maybe they're too busy, maybe they had a bad day, maybe it's a lot of things, maybe it's just me. But I do ask these questions, but when I go in there, I want to hear the word. I don't want to hear the same. Everything's great, everything's perfect, everything's beautiful. Because if you read the Bible, it's a totally different story. And God says that those that endure till the end will be saved. Those that endure. That's Matthew 24:13, I believe. what did Jesus have to do? He had to endure. He was lashed. He was whipped. Is he coming back? Yes. Do I think we're in a season of deception? Well, Satan's little season, they call it, and the Great Deception. The Great Deception's been happening, I'd say, since 9/11 or before. Probably way before that. That's just what I know of my age. I'm not that old, but I'm older. But I'd like to tell this personal story and get away from that for a minute, and we'll get on to the next video. I was up praying the other morning, and a friend of mine's going through a situation I'm going through. We both were going through the same thing a couple days apart. And I saw his TikTok, and I had already prayed for him that morning. He probably didn't even realize this, but I want my brother to know this. And I hope he watches this video and gets this message. But I understand the pain and grief he's going through right now. And I'm here if you ever need a friend to talk to. But we had both lost our parents probably a couple days apart. And we both loved our parents dearly. And I sent to him, there's a lyric in the song I listened to, and the last chorus of it says, nobody told us that heaven could hurt. And he's not saying that in a bad way. He's just saying that people die. We lose our loved ones. We're not here forever. We're here in the blink of an eye. But people that are not, God, Jesus tells us to be sober-minded and awake at all times. At all times. Be aware of what's going on around you at all times. Prepare for I am coming. And you look at the signs and wonders that's going on in the skies and the different things, the earthquakes, the deception, the lies, the money missing. I mean, I could go on and on and on. A bunch of people know I don't talk politics on here. I'm an independent. Yes, I vote for Trump, yes, but I will definitely tell you what I don't agree with stuff he's doing too, because he ain't perfect either. He ain't God. And he shouldn't be looked as a God figure, and many people in this country do look at that man as a God figure. I don't. I don't at all. But enough about that. Him. We're talking about God, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. So we're going to get back at that. I just want to talk a little bit about that story. And brother, I'm with you. I can feel your pain through God, I guess. But I can feel it, and I pray for you every day. Just know somebody's out here praying for you. And I'm glad to see you out there speaking up, telling your truth. That's what we all need to be doing, out here telling our truths. Because that's what God would want us to do. That's what we will do at the end when he tells us every knee will bow and confess their sins. The only difference is right now we're telling it over the internet. When that happens, everybody, your brother, sister, grandma, everybody will know every bad thing you have ever done in your life. So why not now? But with that being said, on to the next. Much love to you, brother. God bless. And like I said, I'm always here.
This might make you cry, but this video is for you. So try to take a second out of your day to stop scrolling and really hear me out if you can. You see, nobody ever really tells you this. And even when they do, it doesn't always feel real or like they mean it sincerely. But I want you to know that I see all the good you do for others. I see the way you sacrifice yourself just to make everyone else's life around you a little bit easier, even when it makes your own life a little more difficult. You're a good person with a good heart. And this world could use a lot more people like you. But the truth is, the lack of them is what makes you so doggone special. Everything you do comes from a place of love and kindness. Do you know how rare that is? The other day, I heard a song that said, I just want to be more like Jesus, more together and less in pieces. And it reminded me of you. People say that good people never win. Oh, but they do, especially in the end. Because the real goal in this life is to hear the words, well done, my good and faithful servant. And that takes love, kindness, and forgiveness to hear those words when the time comes. So no matter what life throws at you, no matter how much negativity you see in the world or in your own life, don't you ever stop being a good person. I pray that you start seeing the blessings that are hidden inside the struggle because they are there. I'll see you around. Make sure you follow this page and hey, push all those buttons there on the side of your screen if you can. I appreciate you. God bless you, my friend.
This man is 100% right. I tell you what, this is why I started doing this. I don't care if I have a bunch of followers. I don't care if I have 5 people watching. I don't care. I'm glad to see others out here doing it as well. That was my goal. My goal was to get on here and start doing it with my messed up teeth, with my past addictions, with my problems, and get on here and do it and be a good person because I am. I try my best to do good for others. I try my best to do good for whatever I can. And I hate to see the ugliness in this world that it is. I mean, like, it's like the story from Scripture that talks about how, you know, when the 2 guys go into church and the one man is fine dressed with a, you know, dressed up shirt and stuff, and preacher's like, oh, you can come sit up here. But a guy with torn up clothes and real, you know, scruffy hair and scruffy beard comes in, oh, we don't have no room for you up here, but you can go sit in that back corner. No, you shouldn't be letting that man sit right up front with the man that's wearing a suit. He's no different than the guy next to him, or the guy that's got the dirty clothes on. He's still a human being just like the other man is. And we need more kindness in this world. It's falling apart. It really is. And it's sad to see. I got 1 or 2 more stories on here for y'all on this. And I'm going to have an out monologue for y'all and talk about a few things. But we need more people out here speaking up. I do this show with others. If anybody would like to come on and we talk about things, if you'd like to do it openly, just give me a call. Reach out to me through Messenger on here, Discord. I have a Discord if you'd like to join it. All my links are on my bios, so y'all are more than welcome to come on there. But we need people to be able to set up a topic because for too much longer, I don't think we're going to be able to. I don't think we're going to be able to. But I hope we are. We don't battle flesh and blood. We battle principalities and evil spirits and rituals, witches, and all that type of stuff. I mean, there's many with different Bible ways of saying that. I'm more the Ephesian type of person of the Bible than I am the King James, because you're missing 22 books. You're missing a lot of the story in the King James Version. You're missing a lot of the truth. Jesus talks about knowledge and truth a lot. You know, you can't hide behind, you can only hide behind that curtain for so long until that curtain opens. It don't matter who you are, what you do. If you're a good person one way, you might be a bad person another way, or vice versa. None of us is perfect. I said this earlier in the video. But, you know, we all need to start coming together. Reach out. Call your friend. Ask him how he's doing. Call your cousin. See how they're doing. Check on folks. Tell them you love them. Be glad that they called you. Don't talk about each other behind each other's back. I mean, have faith. Have faith. Faith without works is dead. Am I a hypocrite of this? Yes, I am. I struggle with some of these demons as well, but at least I'm sitting here talking to y'all openly, admitting my wrongs and trying to correct them. And that is what I'm trying to do. I hope this does this for more people. I hope more people get out here and do this. That was my goal of this all. I want to have some fun videos, which we will. They're coming too. And I'll let y'all know at the beginning of the video if it's a PG video or if it's a PG-13, which we might have to go over to Patreon for those. But we'll have some fun with it. I am going to have guests on and interview and ask questions. They can ask questions back as well. We can do questionnaires and voice chats on Discord as well. If y'all would like to get together and do that, we'll do that too. Look, get out, share, let people know who you are, how you live, what you're doing, where's your struggles. Get it off your chest. There's a saying I heard years ago. Burdens are not that heavy when everybody lives. I still believe that to this day. I believe we wouldn't have the struggles that we live in if everybody worked together. But everybody don't work together. Y'all definitely need to check out my next conspiracy theory video. I had a good one on there about some of this crap they're trying to share on our mainstream media. And that's another thing too. If you believe in anything you're hearing on the mainstream media, you definitely are being deceived. You are being deceived. I'm telling you, you are. If you hadn't seen enough lies on there already yourself, then you're blinded by it, is the best I can say. And hey, that's you. That's what you want to believe in. I don't judge you for it. That's your opinion, what you do, and I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Just not me. It's not for me. Like I said, I'm different. I'm Josh. I'm Josh Jackson. I'm not trying to be status quo. I'm not trying to impress nobody else. I should be better in what ways that we'll talk about on other videos. Absolutely. Have I made mistakes in my life that could cost me a lot of things in my life? Absolutely I have. But I can sit here and openly admit it to y'all. I can openly admit it. I should be dead, but I'm not. I'm lucky God has me here for a reason. I believe that, but God has you here for a reason. And there's a reason people are waking up. But I want the people waking up not to be led astray, and I think there's a lot of that leading astray happening a lot more than what you think. And I think some people may look at this and after watching my video and saying, oh, he's just dumb, he don't know what he's talking about, this, that, and the other. Hey, it's not none of my words. It's stuff that I've done. I've sat back and taken the time to read. Just like this. I have a Holy Bible sitting here in my lap. You probably can't see it because it's darkness. I don't know what's going on with my lights tonight, but sorry, y'all. Yeah. And I get up in the mornings, I pray. I pray when I eat, and I pray when I go to bed. I open my Bible every day. I don't even, where I'm reading to, I don't know. I'm going to open it up, and God's going to tell me. That's the way I look at it. God's going to tell me what I need to know today. That's how I read my Bible now. Now that I've read it through all of it, I just pick it up, read that chapter, and reflect on that chapter throughout my day. I feel like that's my message from God. That's my private time with God. And God does speak to you, but trust me, He does. And that feeling I got that day when I truly, truly found Jesus Christ was the best feeling I have ever had in my life. When you truly find Jesus Christ, you'll know. You'll know. I don't care who you are. But we're going to carry on to the next video. This guy here, he's great. He's not great. I don't know if he's a pastor or not. He might be, but he's definitely a motivational speaker. Love his stuff. Just check him out. But give him a shout out as well. But on to the next video.
I didn't come to God calm. I came confused. I said, why does my life feel like a constant restart? Every time I build something, it feels like it collapses. And you know what God told me? He answered, because I'm teaching you how to build on something that can't fall apart. That's what I'm doing. And then I asked angry, why do I feel so overlooked when I'm trying so hard? And you know what God said? God said, because I'm hiding you on purpose. What's being formed doesn't need applause yet. And then I asked hurt, why do I feel so alone when I have people all around me? And then God replied, because I'm teaching you the difference between company and connection. And then I asked exhausted, why does healing feel harder than the pain itself? And you know what God told me? Because healing requires honesty, and honesty is uncomfortable, right? And then I asked him quietly, why do I keep feeling pulled in a direction that I don't even understand? And God answered, because obedience doesn't always come with explanations. And the last thing I asked God, I asked him very scared. I said, what if I don't become who I'm supposed to be? And you know what God said? You already are becoming. Every tear, every delay, every closed door is shaping you right now. And then he told me something that I wasn't even expecting. He said, stop asking when things will change and start trusting who you're becoming.
Man, everything he said was total 100% obedience to God. Many people need to stand firm in their faith. You can't be out on the faith Christian. You just can't. You go to church on Sunday, but you're mean to everybody all week and you talk bad things about them. And what kind of Christian are you? Why do people get pushed upon like they do? That's the devil's work. He comes after you. He's after you all the time, especially when you're getting closer to God. It's sad to see, and I've seen it in many churches. That's why I won't go back. You go in church, you listen to the sermon, then you walk outside and you hear everybody talking about each other. What kind of Christians is that? What kind of people of faith is that? That's the same thing as the book we talked about earlier, where the rich man sat up front and the poor man had to go sit back in the corner. Why can't he sit right next to the rich man? I mean, he was no different than him. They're both going to die. They both believe in bread. But that's society. That's the way people are today, and it's sad. And we got some very strange and unique things going right now, and people need to be reading the Bible on their own and understanding it. I wouldn't dare force anybody to read the Bible. That is your choice. That's why God gives us free will, because we gave a choice. But I would recommend it. I heard the craziest thing in the world today, that Russia is welcoming American refugees because they know something bad's fixing to happen over here. This is a statement from the Russian government. We're living in some strange times. We better stay strong in our faith. One thing I always ask people about their faith is this. Say your family's, it's you and your family, and y'all ain't been able to eat for like 7 days, and then they got y'all lined up in two different lines. The ones that believe in Jesus Christ, and the ones they think they can easily get in there to get the mark and get some food and get them to carry on to live a normal life. Are you going to stay in the line that you know that you're in the line that John the Baptist was in? Or are you going to give up, or you're endure like Jesus tells you and God tells you, endure till the end, you'll be saved? Or are you going to say, no, I will not deny my Maker and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and stay there with your family and be able to walk in there and know what's fixing to happen to each and every one of y'all? But the beautiful news is you're going to live eternal life in heaven with the same people. Look at what happened to little James, for anybody that watches The Chosen. You watch, the problems he had. Jesus didn't save him. Didn't heal him because he couldn't because he trusted him. All the disciples were different. Thomas didn't believe that Jesus was resurrected until he saw all the wounds on his hands. He asked to see his hands. The correction I meant earlier, if I didn't say it, I'll repeat myself. I'm sorry if I did say this and I forgot I did. The Ethiopian Bible is the one you should read versus the King version, the King James version, because there's 88 in the Ethiopian Bible and 66 in the King James. Sorry, y'all. But, yes, you got the Book of Jubilees, you got the Dead Sea Scrolls, you got the Book of Enoch, Mary Magdalene. You also have the other disciples' letters that they wrote that's not in the King James Version. There's a lot in the Ethiopian Bible that we're not being told. Gilgamesh is another thing you should look into. But I pray that more Christians are coming up and coming forth and telling their truth. Tell it now. Let us all stand up together in our faith. But that was the craziest thing I ever seen when I saw all them people stacked on top of each other, and they were nothing but Christians. And it's on Google Maps. This country wouldn't know what to do if something like that happened. And we let all these people come across this border for 4 years. And then on top of that, what people could be here before that even happened and been sitting here for years. It's insane. But on to the next video.
You see, the more at peace you become, the less you tolerate chaos. You stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You stop showing up in places that disturb your calm. You start choosing silence over proving your point, distance over forced connection. It's not arrogance. It's alignment. Your energy becomes sacred territory.
Alright, we're going to end the show with that. But that's the truest thing. Peace. Finding peace. That's why the title of this is what it is. I don't care if you don't like me. I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with God. Because what's on this earth don't matter. When you leave here, you can't take it with you. And nobody's going to care that you even owned it. It's going to be sold at some yard sale. Who cares? But so many people worry about it. And worry about what their public image is. Why ain't you worried about what your image is with your Maker, with Jesus Christ? I pray for everybody, man. I pray for the people on the fence, people that are atheists, that I pray for people that are Muslims, people that are, many different religions, Catholic, Protestant. I mean, I can go on and on. But I'm just a follower of Christ, and I believe firmly in the message that's in the Holy Bible. It's basic instructions before leaving earth. It is. And we're here for a very short time. But we're here to do God's work, not our work. And that's the big deception. Is the devil don't want us out here doing God's work. He wants us out here doing his work. And that's what everybody's doing. We're doing his will. Instead of standing firm with Jesus Christ, which I think we all should be. Some people see it's different than I do. That's it, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind having debates with people about it. I don't get angry about it because I'm at peace with myself. I'm struggling with some stuff with, next month, a month and 2 days, it'll be 4 years since I lost my mom. still hurts. My mom was my best friend. Just a couple days ago was, it was actually about 2 weeks ago now, but for 6 months of losing my dad. And I thought me and him would never be close, and he became my best friend. I love that old man to death. He was an amazing man. It was great to get to know my real dad. I was so at peace with everything. I was so happy with the way our relationship was going. I'll tell you, feeling somebody's heart start, that changes you. It brings something out of you that you can't and won't understand. And I worked for the VA. They want me to go back and help others. I can't go back because I can't watch nobody else die right now. That's not something I can do. But what I can do is get out here and talk God's will. And do my little fun shows just because I want to. If I'm going to do shows, I can make fun shows too, right? And conspiracy theories, because I'm big on them. And I think most people that do dive into the Bible, they get a little conspiracy theory in them. I will say that, because you start looking at things a little bit different, and there's some stuff in there that Christians can believe in and they can't believe in. Somebody told me the other day, I was talking about science and Christianity. You can't be a follower of Christ and believe in science at the same time. That was his words, not mine. But I can see where he's coming from. The Bible talks about the firmament 17 times. A firmament. It reminds me of little glass bulbs that you shake and the snow falls in them. It says it 17 times. But we're told we live in a globe. I don't know. I've never flown on a plane. I have no idea. Do I believe we live in a firmament? I don't know. I have no idea. I've never seen the ice wall. But I've never been on a plane either. I've never seen the curvature. So, I don't know. I have no idea. But people have their opinions, and I respect whatever your opinion is. I have my opinions on things, but, watch my shows. You'll see them. They're episode 20. I think we're going to make it 21. It's going to be part 2 is Who is JJ? I'll tell you a little bit more about myself, and we'll get into some of these conspiracies a little further. But yes, I'm a true follower of Jesus Christ. I pray every day. I have a prayer room. You're looking at it right behind you. I get up early in the morning. Some mornings I don't get up till 10, but I get up and I spend my time with God. And I spend time with my fiance. Because I pray. And I want to make sure I'm doing God's will every day. And Lord knows I fall a lot. We all do. We all fall short of the glory of God. Nobody can be like Jesus Christ. Nobody. Next video will probably definitely be a conspiracy video. I got quite a few, and I got some sent from some followers of mine and friends. Thank y'all very much, and much love to y'all. Y'all mean the world to me, and y'all know who y'all are. Y'all are family, man. Y'all are a part of the JJ family. And I thank y'all for all the help y'all have helped me with, and all the questions I needed answered. Y'all were there for me to do, and things I needed to know that help me think twice about doing certain things and on certain shows and stuff. And I appreciate all of it, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And I hope more of you subscribe. I hope this is a good video for you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Faith without works is dead, so those that are followers of Christ out there, make sure you're doing your works too. And I'm guilty of not doing my works all the time, but you never would know when you're in the presence of an angel. You never know. could be the dirtiest, ugliest person you ever seen in your life. Just a messenger from God. And He sent them to you that way. You never know. So, I just pray and hope that the Christian community can come together more than it's being divided. Because it's being divided. I've seen it divided a lot. And I see a lot of people being led astray too by false Christianity. And there's a lot of non-truth out here. All you hear is the good news. You don't hear the bad news, or they want the donations. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. They don't care about sitting down and telling you the word. They just have their sermons ready to make sure they get there when they pass those little buckets around to make sure that you put some money in there. That's what a lot of them care about. That's all they care about. And they just tell you, oh yeah, the good news, and then send you on the way. But there are some great pastors out there. There are some. I will say that. I know a few personally that are great pastors. But just stay strong in your faith. And I hope my friend watches this. I'm going to send him a message and let him know to check it out. And God bless to you all. And if you have any questions, of course, message me on TikTok or Facebook. I'll be glad to answer them. Subscribe, like, share. Y'all know the deal. Help a brother out. Help me get out there. And I'm also helping those that are trying to get out there too. I follow you. There's Christians that's standing up and holding that Bible in their hand. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you all day long. I want to see more people like that. I want to see more people out here showing the truth, who you truly are. Much love, and God bless. JJ is out for the night. Much love. And again,